This is Scidmore Park and Pet Zoo in Three Rivers, Michigan. Every year I'm asked to do a program on animals, reptiles, and so on for this zoo, and I enjoy every minute of it. Thank you for watching this video. I am a naturalist and an herpetologist, and I'm self-taught. I've done this since I was 5 years old. I am now 60, so it's been a couple of years. And I usually talk about Michigan reptiles and amphibians, but this year I'm going to change the program. We're going to do stuff from all over the world, so we can show you some different animals from all over the world. We'll start out with a red-tailed boa. How's that? This is a red-tailed boa. They come from South America, and you never want to really wrap them around you, but this one had an injury. It had, what was it, mouth rot?
Yep, we had mouth rot for about 10 years, left untreated.
Yeah, left untreated, so that's why it looks kind of blunt in the front. These are pretty popular in the pet trade, and they're not really the ones that they're having trouble with down in Florida. Those are Burmese pythons and rock pythons. But like I said, I've been doing this since I was 5 years old. I mean, not giving programs, but I've been out studying the wild. And there's one thing I learned, studying the wildlife, is you'll never learn everything about wildlife. There's always something new that comes up. Wildlife, a lot of times help each other. Okay, like in Africa, you have birds that go right around on the backs of mammals and help eat ticks and stuff like that. And I just learned the other day there's a frog in South America that will climb into a Goliath tarantula's nest. It will crawl into the nest, and you'd think that tarantula would kill it and eat it, because they do eat frogs down there. This particular frog will go into the nest, and that tarantula will leave it alone because the frog eats all the ant eggs that attack her baby's eggs. So animals help each other a lot. Like I said, I'm from around here, and I made this snake hook because there's times we do have a rattlesnake here in Michigan. It's called the Massasauga, and I have a picture of it here in this notebook if anybody's interested in looking at it. It's just a small snake. It's going to get real big, and it's the only venomous snake we have here in Michigan. A lot of people think we have water moccasins. No, we don't. We have water snakes that are non-venomous, and they might look like a venomous snake. A lot of them are marked like rattlesnakes and that, but they're non-venomous. If they're in the water swimming around, chances are it's just a water snake, and it won't hurt you. Okay. One thing I'd like to tell you, I told you I've been doing this since I was 5 years old. I've been studying nature, and the way I study nature a lot is to be out in it, and nature is all around us. How many think nature is awesome? Right, nature is very awesome. And you can see a lot of things that you don't see on TV. How many people have been to the ocean? If you've been on the ocean, you ever see a horseshoe crab? You'll find these on the Atlantic Ocean, on the beaches. Anybody gone to the pet stores and seen turtles for sale there? Okay.
These haven't been tourists before, but they ran away and
these are the kind you usually see. These are the kind you find at pet shops. These are red ear sliders. They're not native to Michigan. They weren't native to Michigan. Now they're starting to be, because we have little pockets all over the state where they started establishing themselves. They're native to like south and southern Indiana and on down along the Mississippi and along in that area there, the Mississippi Basin. Now I'm going to show you this big turtle here. This is a map turtle. We have these right here in the rivers. The reason they're called map turtles is because of all the little lines on their backs. They're all connected and it looks like a map. Now I want to show you how big they can get.
Now this one's a big turtle. Oh, it's just so big. Whoa.
This is how big this guy can grow into. It's very hard sometimes to tell how old a turtle is just by looking at it. You have to really know the history of the turtle. Like this guy, he's probably about a year old right now. Okay, if I kept him, of course I'm 60 years old, so you know I'd have to give him to my son here, who's my filmer and my editor and my director usually tells me when I do things wrong. Okay, if I gave this turtle to him, he's 17 years old. Okay, this turtle might live to be almost as old as he gets. Okay, it could get up to 60, 70 years old. All right, that's probably how old this one was for it. It either got ate or died, or you know, because a lot of animals like to eat turtles too. Let's move on to Australia. This is a bearded dragon. This is called an inland bearded dragon. They come from central and western Australia. You'll find these on rocks too. Why?
Because they're just like turtles. They're cold-blooded, so they need to warm up.
You're right, sir. So all we're just trying to do is show you a little bit of nature from different parts of the world. But you know, if you just go out around your yard, you know, out in the woods, whatever, you'll see nature. Did you know in South America there's a spider that takes this web and holds the web like a net. It reaches down and nets its food. Now that's awesome. You know, I mean, we don't have nothing like that around here. But we do have a lot of interesting things around here. I just moved my oldest son to North Carolina. And we took a break from moving him into the house, and we were kind of looking around the bushes around the house and that, you know, because he's a biologist. Okay, he's had formal training. I'm not. I've just done this. In fact, when I was a kid, my mom always stopped me at the door and said, "Empty your pocket," before I went to the door. Said the turtles can stay, the snakes and frogs, they gotta go back down. Okay, but anyhow, so my oldest son kind of took after me, and he's a aquatic biologist. So anywhere we're at, we always look for wildlife. And he wanted to see what was out in his yard, so we started looking around. There is a spider there that makes a box-shaped web. I don't know what kind it is yet, because I haven't really looked it up yet. But it's a little spider. It stayed right in the center of that box. And I mean, that web is intricate. It looks like a screen door laying there. That's how small the squares are on there. It looks like it's screened in. And I told him, I said, I think the reason they do that because they got a lot of lizards down there. A lot of the little green lizards that change color. They're called the knolls, the green anole. I think what happens is they try to get that spider, they can't get through that web to get it because they get all tangled up in that web. That's what I think. I haven't really, you know, checked it out yet, but anyhow, it's just things like that that you can see. When I moved to Texas, I lived in Texas for a while, worked on a ranch there. I went out, first time I ever been down to Texas, I went out into the pasture and there was a path about that wide. The rest of it was all cactus and bushes and stuff. And I was walking along, I looked down and there's this little rolls of something rolling down the path. And I'm like, what in the world is that? I got down on my hands and knees, and here's these little black beetles pushing rolls of manure with the back of their feet. There was a bunch of them. And I was right down on my belly, hands and knees, like, you know, like this, right down on the path watching them. Because they'd come to a blade of grass, and instead of going around, they'd go over it. Take forever. But it was fun. Dung beetles, there we go. You're the winner. Okay, enjoy it. So, in conclusion, what I'm trying to say is, there's a whole world out there for you to see. All you have to do is go out. These bushes here are teeming with a whole new world. That water out there is teeming with a whole new world. Has anybody seen the big carp in that pond there? Yeah, there's something, aren't they? I mean, there's so much. I could take days to talk to you about things, but I can't. You know, I only have so much time here. So, and like I said before, I've been doing this since I was 5 years old. I'm 60 years old now, and I still am not going to learn everything. Well, thanks for coming to the program, and see you out in the wild, maybe. Thank you.